Hey there folks, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into a topic that often sparks deep debates, determinism. Ever wondered if we're in control of our choices or if everything is preordained? Stick around because we'll unpack this idea from multiple perspectives, and I promise it'll make you rethink how you see the world. Let's get started. 1. Philosophical determinism. Am I really in control? So here's the thing about philosophical determinism. It's one of those concepts that messes with your head. Imagine everything you've ever done, from choosing to drink coffee this morning to deciding what video to watch. All those actions were inevitable. According to this idea, everything that happens, including human actions, is the result of a chain of prior events. Nothing is random, nothing is by chance, it all comes down to one thing: cause and effect. Now the big question is, if everything is determined by what happened before, can I still say I made a choice? Philosophers like Baruch Spinoza have argued that everything, even our actions, is determined by nature's laws, and that's just how the universe works. In other words, we're just following the script, not really acting freely. But then there's David Hume, who sort of threw a wrench into the whole thing by suggesting that while everything is influenced by prior causes, it still feels like we're making choices. Our sense of freedom, he argued, might just be an illusion, but one that we experience every day. This debate has real-world implications. For instance, how do we assign blame? If I'm not in control of my actions, can I really be held accountable for them? Philosophical determinism challenges everything, from ethics to law. It makes us question our responsibility in a world that might be unfolding exactly as it was always meant to. 2. Determinism in physics. Is everything set in stone? Now let's move from the mind to the cosmos with determinism in physics. When we think about the universe, many of us might picture it as a giant machine, where everything from the smallest particle to the grandest galaxy follows certain predictable laws. That's where classical Newtonian determinism comes in. According to Newton, if you knew the position and speed of every particle in the universe at a specific point in time, you could predict everything that happens afterward. It's like having the universe's playbook. This idea suggests that once we understand the rules, everything becomes predictable. But here's the twist: quantum mechanics. That's where things get a little wild. Unlike classical physics, quantum theory suggests that on the tiniest scale, things are, well, a bit random. Quantum indeterminacy means that certain events, like the position of a particle, can't be predicted with absolute certainty. There's a level of randomness built into the very fabric of the universe. This clash between determinism and quantum randomness raises some fascinating questions. If the very universe we live in is a mix of both order and chaos, what does that mean for our ability to control our own lives? If the laws of nature are unpredictable on a microscopic level, does that affect the way we view our free will? 3. Psychological determinism. Is my brain just a computer? All right, shifting gears. Now to the mind. Psychological determinism suggests that our actions and decisions are shaped by external influences, everything from our childhood experiences to the environment we grew up in. Think of it this way. If you were raised in a strict household, where every move was controlled, your behavior would likely follow that pattern. It's not really free in the traditional sense, is it? For instance, B.F. Skinner, a major figure in psychology, believed that we're essentially products of our environment. According to him, our behavior is shaped by external stimuli and conditioning. It's like we're being programmed, much like a machine that responds to its surroundings. But then there's the cognitive psychologists who don't think it's all about external influences. They argue that our internal thought processes, how we perceive and interpret the world, can still allow for some level of personal choice. It's a fine balance between being conditioned by our experiences and having the mental tools to navigate those experiences in a unique way. Then you have the neuroscientist coming in hot with research, showing that our brains sometimes decide things before we're even consciously aware of them. There are studies suggesting that our brain signals precede our conscious decisions, which brings the whole free will debate into the spotlight once again. So what's the takeaway? If our brain has already decided for us, Where does our free will fit in? 4. Social determinism. Can society shape my destiny? Finally, let's talk about social determinism. Imagine you grow up in a certain culture with specific societal expectations placed on you. It's like you're part of a group that dictates the way you think, act, and what choices you have. It's the idea that our personal decisions are heavily influenced or even determined by society. And let's be real, it makes a lot of sense when you think about it. The way society shapes our views on education, success, and relationships is incredibly powerful. For example, if you're born into a family with limited resources, your opportunities are automatically constrained. The type of education you can access, the job opportunities available to you, and even your social circles are all influenced by your social background. On the flip side, those born into wealthier families often have more freedom to pursue their dreams. In this case, the choices you think you're making are really being dictated by a larger system of social structures. This concept doesn't just affect the underprivileged. Even in developed nations, societal pressures push us into certain roles. Think about how popular culture defines success. The pressure to conform to those standards can feel like a form of social determinism. You might feel like you should pursue a certain career, look a certain way, or live in a particular place because that's what society values. Understanding social determinism challenges us to think about what true freedom means. If we're all shaped by the environments and systems we're born into, can we ever fully escape them? Or do we just create new forms of social control? And there you have it, folks. We've taken a deep dive into the idea of determinism, and I think it's clear that whether we're talking about philosophy, physics, psychology, or society, the line between free will and determinism is a lot blurrier than we might have thought. If you found this video interesting, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on the bell so you don't miss any future content. Until next time, remember to stay curious and keep questioning everything.